And I was gonna roll back because you said you had hired a chef, Wolfgang Puck.
Yeah, he came from Wolfgang Puck, and he's been with Morton's for over 10 years.
Oh,
so,
right. Okay.
So he's definitely a gourmet steakhouse kind of mentality and
Definitely
recipes and
taste
things.
it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got to set yourself apart somewhere.
Right,
So,
right,
yeah.
of course. So before that, though, I think you had mentioned to me you and your partner were starting out cooking yourself late nights.
Yeah.
How did that go? Because I think you said you came from a financial background.
Yeah. So
how did you get into culinary all of a sudden?
Started real young. When I was 15, I cooked a pizza Hut for about a month.
Nice. Okay.
So that's all that's the only experience I have. But so I was in the finance industry for about 8 years. I started doing some bodybuilding and really focusing on that. And obviously in that you start eating a lot and you're watching your diet and you're eating more than the normal person type of thing. And I hated cooking and I hated the time it took and the cleanup and all that, just the normal meal prep deal. Right. So I'd go to a restaurant and I'd have them cook me like 8 pounds of chicken and 8 pounds of steak like twice a week. And I would go pick it up. I'd take it home and I'd portion it out. Right. So it's like, man, why isn't anybody doing this? And so that's kind of where it started. But to get this really going, we knew we couldn't afford a chef right off the bat. And I can cook, right? I can grill some steak and chicken, right? And so anyways, me and my partner, Nick Corso, it was me and him, man. We would grind it out in the kitchen. We'd spend 12, 16-hour days in the kitchen while we were working our other jobs. So on our 2 days off, we were in the kitchen cooking all day long. And that lasted for about 2 months, man. And then we had some volume, right? We were selling some food, thankfully, right? And then we decided it was time to hire a chef. So
and I heard in there, by the way, you're working in your other job while you're doing this too.
Oh yeah. So we've been in business just over 2 years, right? We just had our 2-year mark, and for the whole first year and a couple months, I was still working full time in finance. And so Nick Corso kind of took over quite a bit of the operational stuff. He quit his job about 6 months before I did, and so he kind of handled all that while I was still working. And then I went full time in February of 19. So about a year I've been full time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know you weren't just like starting out cooking too, because actually I partook in Dollar's Prep Kitchen a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
Amazing, by the way. Yeah. But I remember whenever I had anything customer service question-wise, getting orders, it was actually you or Nick.
Yeah.
Sometimes texting me back either through the Facebook Messenger or through text itself, which was pretty wild. I actually got to see things grow, so I was pretty excited about that.
You've been with us for a long time, and so you saw from the struggles of trying to grow the business, right, to having to build the infrastructure where our technology wasn't good. We have errors when you're ordering or customer service issues. I mean, up until 6 months ago, I literally was taking pictures of the food, posting on Instagram every single day. We were taking customer service on Instagram messages, phone calls, emails. It was us, and that's a part of that, hustle until you can actually hire people to do the job, right? And so it took us 1.5 years to really be able to hire a customer service team, right? We have customer service agents that handle everything as far as phone calls, emails, order issues, or anything. I have an operations manager. We have nighttime crew managers. I mean, we have 25 employees now that are doing everything. And so up until, like I said, 6 months ago, you have to do it all. So
no, that's
dealing with any kind of issues or technology issue or ordering issues or anything like that. Man, it was a wear and tear kind of deal for sure. But you had to do it. And I think with good customer service is what's really kind of set us up for success, right? Yeah. And people are like, this is the best customer service I've ever had. Yeah. You guys resolved the issue or you answered right away or this and that. And we still to this day make sure that customer service is the best because that's what keeps a lot of people. They're like, man, they care about me if I had an issue or, I'm missing something or whatever it might be, and quality product and good customer service, I think, is what's really set us up.
Customer service was amazing. Something kind of random. I remember you were given it was holiday season discount cards, and I remember you had no cap. on how many you get, and I got a ridiculous amount. But hey, that was a big thing. I thought of that because I wanted to get to the next point, like advertising, getting people in the door. You had mentioned you did all the Instagram yourself. I think your account has like over 5 figures, right? Followers?
Yeah, we have about 25,000 followers right now.
And you started that from nothing 2 years ago. So let's say someone's in the B2C business, maybe they are selling food, the same type of situation or slightly different, but in general, they're looking to grow their social media where it can allow for a lot of pictures. What were like a few things that allowed you to leverage and get further where you got a huge follower base, a large like just social media presence, and how did you build that in 2 years?
I mean, I'm definitely not your marketing guru, right? So, right. I just felt like real, true pictures, real engagement, real, people love food, right? So people, no matter what, you see a picture of good looking food, you're going to like it just because it's just a natural reaction, right? Yeah. Man, that looks good. I like it, right? Yeah. It's not the most exciting stuff, but you can relate to good food, right? So you like seeing it. And so content was just important, but then it was just engagement, right? When someone commented, we commented back. When someone messaged, we messaged back. And you go follow people that are doing the same kind of thing that you're doing, or that are in the same industry or fitness, or the normal everyday busy person type of thing. But really, there wasn't any rhyme or reason. I would literally post at any time of the day where, there's so much algorithms and stuff with Instagram now, and it's tricky. So I knew I had to let the professionals do it to really to benefit now, right? And so everyone also wants to take pictures of food. I don't know what it is, but we don't ask for it, and we appreciate every bit of it, but our customers just for some reason love to take pictures of our food and post it and tag us, and I think that's a huge thing, right? And people talk about good quality food, when you're taking our food to work and people are seeing it, they're, people are like, oh, go check them out, and I think that's just how we've grown it, and it's just been purely organic, right? I mean, of course, there's some paid ads and things along the way, but it's true just growth, and it kind of justifies where we've came in 2 years, I mean, to be where we are today kind of relates to that growth on Instagram, right? I mean, it's grown crazy, and we've grown pretty damn crazy too. Yeah,
no, I see your story. The amount of people that share on your stories is crazy. But what's that term? Phone eats first. Phone eats first. I think. Sure. So now we have phone preps first.
Yeah, there you go.
But I would have to say everything plates like really easily. Like it looks. I mean, your food looks beautiful. I'm not going to try to dab you up too much, but it's pretty amazing. Guys.
We get a lot of people who are like, that's got to be photoshopped, or it's got to be a stock photo.
Oh wow!
But at the end of the day, it is literally a picture that's taken right here in the kitchen. It's our food. We don't dress it up. It's literally that good. It photos well. It looks well when it gets to you. It doesn't change its look, right? I mean,
right.
There are definitely meal prep services out there that definitely have glorified pictures. I mean, I've ate them all. We've ordered every single meal prep business in the last 2 years, ordered their food in to test, right? It's frozen. They say it's not frozen. It comes all half frozen. They're hoping it thaws out to you by the time it gets to you. I mean, it's things like that, right? I mean, and you can tell their photo looks nothing like the meal that's in front of you. And we want to make sure that we have great content and the food looks good, but it looks the same when it gets to your house, right? I mean, because we don't freeze it. It doesn't change freshness or color or anything like that. And so
it's same day delivery.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? So, I mean, it helps that we don't freeze the food and it's fresh, and we don't do anything that's going to really change the structure of that food though either, right? I mean, it's pretty basic whole food items, right? And so when you start getting more creative with the meals, that food isn't going to stay fresh as long because you're mixing multiple things together, right? So we kind of have an advantage on that part for sure.
Now, you did say that there's a lot of feedback and you're going a lot into the pre-made meals instead of the bulk prep. What's the biggest challenge you found for that? Maybe what you just said, where it's a complexity.
So the freshness, definitely, you can tell that a bulk container our food, right? So anybody that doesn't know us, we do bulk, right? So you get a pound of chicken and a pound of turkey and a couple items, right? And then that food's going to stay better longer, right? Than if you're going to mix a meal together, because there's multiple things touching and things that can change its chemical, whatever. But that's probably one of the biggest things is the freshness and keeping it lasting longer. But definitely going to be more of the margins, right? You want to give someone this amazing meal, but again, we're meal prep. You can't charge someone $30 for a filet, right?
Yeah.
But you want to sell them filet, but the margins aren't there, right? So you have to think about what foods are going to still be desired, but have some margin there, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're here to make money, and there's got to be some margin. But,
yeah, of course.
So that's the big thing. But then we really want to have a kind of a revolving menu and not just the same thing all the time, right? We don't want people to get bored. We want them to know or think what's coming next, what's next week, or what's next month. So we're trying to be innovative more than what we have been, because it's really been just a set menu, right? And so creating new meals, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to put the nutrition facts together. It takes time for labels, like all that, right? And so people think, oh, you can just throw a meal together, and there's a lot of back work to it, right?
Of course. The question of curiosity. So you are actually figuring out the nutrition pieces of each either bulk prep that you're selling or meal. Is there like a lab test? I have no idea how that works. How does that work?
Yeah, so we have nutrition facts on every single item that we give you, and every one of them has been tested, right? So we want you to know exactly what you're eating. We don't tell you all the ingredients because we don't want someone to take our sweet potato recipe or something. Right? But you definitely know the macros from fat, protein, carbs, sugar, sodium, all that good stuff. Obviously, the chef puts together a recipe. We tweak it. We find out what's going to work best, and then we go put the nutrition facts together. And if it's too high in fat, then we figure out how we can lower that. Or then we have the final recipe, and it gets sent off as well, and they create the nutritional facts and make sure everything's perfect.
A lot of feedback.
Oh yeah.
I feel like feedback has been. We didn't really talk about this, but it seems to me from when I saw this whole DPK start where it is now, there's been so many changes, small changes, even the bags or the times that you could order, making more partnerships with the different gyms that you can order from. So how are there things that you just refuse to change, or how willing are you to change things, and how much the size of the company right now, how much lag time is there when you need to change something from when you decide to change something to when it's fully implemented?
Yeah, I mean, we try to move as quick as possible, but there's definitely, a month of really analyzing something. Is this how we want to do it? We want to make sure we think about the good and the bad result of that change. So, I mean, there's weeks, couple months on some things, right? So, the bag thing, we used to have just the good old little shopper plastic clear bags, right? And you'd break some handles if we filled it up with too many items, and the food wouldn't stay cold because it wasn't a cooler, right? So we originally started with paper bags, right? Paper shoppers.
I remember that, yeah.
And say you get a little steak juice out of a container or something, the bag would rip or whatnot. And then we decided, the plastic ones would be better. And then the handles would rip sometimes, and again, they weren't cooled. And when you're delivering to 40 some locations across Dallas, you got to keep the food cold. And those are growing pains, right? We're not thinking, the food's sitting in a car for an hour and a half or something, but it would still be okay. But it's just better to be on the safe side, right? So now we invest in these shopper bags. We don't charge the customer for it. It's a huge expense to us, but it's quality, right? We want to make sure the food's good, it's safe to you. Customers love these bags type of things, but those bags took 2 months for production because we print our labels on them. We buy so many at a time for a discount price, or, things like that. Some things we're never going to change is definitely the quality of the food, right? Never going to freeze our food. I don't care if it would save me on shipping or last longer for the customer. We're not going to ever freeze it because that definitely changes the structure of that food, the quality of it, the flavor, all that. We're always going to stay healthy as far as never using any kind of creams or butters or, anything outside of the health. I don't want this to be boring food, and it's definitely not. There's ways to make food flavorful and taste good and healthy without, jeopardizing the nutritional facts of it, right? And so things like that we're never gonna change. We listen to our consumers for sure. When someone says you guys should do this, we analyze it and we say, is that something that's actually going to benefit our customers? Are we going to be able to make that happen? Is it going to, what are the good and the bad? And we've implemented a lot of new things because customers have asked for certain things, right? So adding new bulk items to the menu. Now we have over 55 actual items you can buy in a pound or pound and a half option.
Which is crazy.
Which is unreal. We started with like 20 and now we're up to 50. We don't want you to go to the grocery store. I want you to buy everything from our menu. There's no need to go to a grocery store. To kind of go off of that, we're launching sauces here in like 2 weeks. So,
cool.
Barbecue sauce, Caesar dressing, all homemade salsa, like ranch.
Oh, hell yeah.
Greek yogurt ranch. There's a ton of honey mustard. Everything's going to be made in-house from scratch. No preservatives, super healthy dressings, right?
Nice.
But you don't need to go to the grocery store anymore. You got Dallas Prep Kitchen. But
that's a tagline right there. You do not need to go to the grocery store anymore. You have Dallas Prep Kitchen.
Yeah, that's right.